So I'm going to be taking you guys through on my recipe called the marinara and cheese sausage. This recipe can not only be used with marinara, it could also be used with ragu sauce or any other kind of sauce that you prefer to use. But I prefer to use marinara and ragu as the sauces that I use for the recipe. And yes, it's going to have cheese. It could be American style cheese, cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar, or just the original cheese. It could be any type of cheese, even pepper jack. Anyway, this is what you're going to need: chicken sausage. You're going to need the big chicken sausage links for this. You're going to need marinara sauce as part of it, marinara or any other sauces you prefer, but just don't mix salsa in there. Freshly made salsa, don't do that. Because it's not going to taste good. You can't bake or cook salsa. You also need sharp cheddar or Mexican style cheese, or any cheese in this case, including American and pepper jack. You can use those. Aluminum foil. Individual aluminum foil sheets on a baking tray is required, because if you have it on a baking tray and you got aluminum foil sheets, like two or one of them, then it will prevent the food from leaking through onto the baking tray. You also, and just like I said with the word baking tray, that's the next one. That's number 5. Number 6 is you're going to need a spatula or tongs. I prefer to use both in case one doesn't work. Then I got the other. You're going to need a plate. You're going to need plates, forks, sharp knife, and napkins as another thing you're going to need. You're going to need to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. You need to cut the chicken sausage or sausages in half. And you need to pour the sauce on both halves, not directly from the jar. You need to use a spoon to pick up the sauce out of the jar and just lightly, lightly pour it on the halves of the sausage. The parts that are like part of sausage from the inside of it, not on the outside. The outside's going to be cooked. And you need to pour it on the halves, the part that that's flat. And after you do that, you have to pour shredded cheese or any kind of cheese on it, on both halves. Then you put both halves in the oven and let them cook for 11 minutes and let it stand for 6 minutes. But you can choose any time you want for this recipe. And the last step, serve and enjoy. Now, the reason why I'm giving you guys an idea for my recipe is because I want you guys to try to make it. You can have any kind of cheese and any kind of sauce you want on it, and any amount of time you want on it. Just don't, by suggestion, don't set the time too high. Don't add too much sauce or cheese, because it's not going to taste good that way. Add less sauce and less cheese and less time for the cooking. And the main reason why I'm deciding on making this video to give you a taste on what it is the kind of recipe that I've made before. I've made it, you probably have already seen my videos on it, where I did the preparations, the prep, and the cooking in one video, showing you exactly what it looks like before it's cooked. And then I made a second video that shows you what it looks like after it's been cooked. So give this recipe I just read to you a try as a favor to me, please. And then let me know in the comments on my next video on what you think of that recipe. And if you like it, share it with your friends and family, your boyfriend or girlfriend, doesn't matter. Share it with anyone and everyone that you know. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share it with every single person that I know and that I'm friends with. I'm friends with every member in my family. I'm friends with all of the guys that I've went to school with and at my old job with. But this video is not about me. I was just making a video to let you guys know about the recipe, my very first self-made recipe that I created, and the reason I decided to read the name of the recipe and everything you need to know in order to prepare it and cook it right, and even give my suggestions about it, is because I would like you guys to try that recipe and then tell me what you guys think in the comments below. You can even make a video for yourself describing your experience with my recipe that you can add your own touches on. You can even add a drop or two of lemon juice into the mix if you want to. But just be aware that too much of the sauce and the cheese and too much time will make the dish turn out really bad. So my suggestion is this for the amount of sauce that you should use and the amount of cheese plus the time to cooking it. I suggest you do like a straight line of sauce, and if it hasn't covered the whole flat part of the sausage yet, then add a little bit more until the whole flat part is completely covered on the sausage. Then add the cheese. Add the cheese to where it covers the entire flat bed of sauce that's on the sausage. Then, once your oven is at 400 degrees, you open your oven, and yes, you have to use an oven in this. Then, after your oven's at 400 degrees, you put the recipe in there and let it cook for either like 7 or 10 minutes if you prefer. I prefer to cook it either for 11 minutes or possibly 6 minutes, even though my recipe says 11. I tried it on 11 once, and I could barely even taste how good it was. That's why I'm going to try doing it for less time. So then that way I can actually taste just how good it really is. Anyway, this is T-Man, the Fierce, signing off. Peace, and please try out my recipe and tell me in the comments below on my channel what you think of the recipe. Or if you want, you can make me a video and send me a link to that video onto your channel, letting me know in the video of what you think of my recipe. And yes, you can tell me if you decided to change some of the things in the recipe. That's fine. I'm not going to get upset. I would like to hear your opinion, guys, on what you think of my recipe. So let me know in the comments below after you've tried it, after you've made it, and you've tried some of it after it's been cooked. So once again, this is T-Man signing off. Peace, and I really appreciate you guys. All right, bye.